Hey y'all, this is Matt.
And I'm Dana, Sullivan Family Homestead.
That's right.
And we've been challenged by Rose over at Wholesome Roots to do the 10 Reasons Why We Homestead challenge. And to be honest, it was really hard to just pick 10 items because there are a whole lot more than 10 reasons why we homestead. So these are just going to be a few of the reasons.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Number one, it's greener.
It is greener here.
It is greener.
You want to elaborate on that a little bit?
We're not in the city anymore. We're out on our own.
Don't have neighbors sitting on top of us.
Yeah.
Where we lived before here, we could stand at the kitchen sink and literally have a conversation with the neighbors behind us. It was ridiculous. And, you know, I know that there are folks that enjoy that kind of close environment and whatnot, but it's really nice to be able to get out and kind of stretch your legs a little bit and not be right on top of folks.
Number two, grow our own food.
Yes.
Yes. So the garden we've got, which I'm sure everybody's heard of, has gotten quite big.
Yeah.
Within the last week, 2 weeks, it's gotten really big.
We've done a lot of work to it, too.
A lot of work.
Listen, for those who don't know, mulch first and then plant your plants.
Yes. Save yourself some trouble.
But with regard to the garden, one of our big reasons for doing that is that we like to know where our food comes from and how it gets to us. And as many of you guys know, there's this huge disconnect between people and their food. And to be able to say that we've got this food on the table that came from our garden and it has no chemicals and it's organic, and we could go out to the garden right now, brush off the dirt and pop it in our mouths, and it's a-okay to do that because it's safe. And that's a big deal.
Very big deal. Number three.
Come on.
Chickens and ducks.
Cluck, cluck.
Lots of cluck clucks. And if you see her disappear here in a second, it's because the chickens are actually free ranging in the front yard right now, and one of them come pretty close to the front porch.
I'm trying really hard to get them to come to me when they're out free ranging. When they're in the greenhouse, it's not hard to get them to come to me because they say, "Oh, Mom's here with the food." But when they're loose in the yard and can go where they want to, they're kind of like, why do I need to come to you when there are lots of good worms out here? So I'm trying to get them to come up to me anytime. And she's getting really close, and she's incredibly brave. And this particular pullet has always been brave. She was the one in the brooder box that was standing on top of the water picking at you when you put your hands in there. So she's always been brave. Come on, baby, come on. She said no. No. Okay,
Right.
next.
Number four, fiber animals.
The goaties.
The goaties.
And the rabbits. You guys
and the
know.
rabbits.
Yes. You guys know that I do yarn spinning. And so the fiber from the goats and the rabbits, I can process and make yarn out of.
Very good. Number five, our dogs and children have room to run. They've got 3 acres here. And we don't have to worry about them running off and getting hit by a car across the street because it's 3 acres. Unless you come up our driveway, ain't nothing gonna happen.
Right. Plenty of room.
Plenty of room. Porch time.
Like we're doing right now.
Like we're doing right now. We can sit here and look out across the pasture, and it's peaceful.
Yeah. It's really nice.
It's very peaceful.
Yeah. Especially at night. I actually really enjoy being able to see the stars, which you don't realize how many stars there are in the sky when you live in the city. But when you get out here and it's dark and there's just the starlight and the moonlight, it's really nice.
Turn off the porch light and it's quite nice.
Yeah.
Oh, this is something we do every day. We learn new things every day.
Yep.
Every day something's new.
A new challenge comes up, something that we have to figure out or work through, or like the ducks, how to get them situated, living arrangements for the chickens, processing chickens, all sorts of things. The horses' pasture that floods up by the gate. So, and being able to figure out an efficient and effective way of managing the property too. I mean, we have a regular mini farm here, and at any given time, it runs so efficiently because we've been practicing and we've been learning how to set things up and where to put things. I mean, feeding all of the animals, as many as there are, takes 20-30 minutes to do, because we have their feed set up in certain ways and in certain locations so that it's quicker and easier. And Danny and Wanda have talked about such things before, and Doug and Stacy have talked about such things before, of having your homestead and your farm set up to be sustainable, because we're not always going to be so young. We get older every day, and sometimes we really feel it, like the last few days when we've been putting mulch in the garden.
Yep.
So, you want something that is good for you not only now, but 30 years from now, 40 years from now, when it's a little harder to get out of bed, when it's a little harder to go down the stairs or go outside or haul hay or whatever. So it's nice to be working out all of these details now while we're young enough to get it done. Shoot.
All right, number 8, being prepared.
You want me to talk about that one?
I sure do.
So being prepared, that encompasses a whole lot of things. Not only with the canning and dehydrating of things, putting away goods for just in case, having things on hand so that in the event that something were to happen, we have the ability to take care of ourselves here for a while. Being able to identify plants and learn about plants that we can utilize here that are already here. That's one of the things that has been kind of new to me, especially, is learning about the different uses of some of the things that most folks call weeds out in their front yard. Plantain, dandelions, for example, and tons of others. And a lot of YouTubers actually have been really beneficial to me specifically in that way, because I'm learning an awful lot of stuff from all of you guys too. So, and then, we're able to share that kind of information with each other. So it's been great.
Yep. Number 9.
Being able to become self-sustained. So that kind of goes back to the being prepared and the learning new things deal. Like, what was that? Like I had mentioned, we're not just talking about how is this life treating us right now, or how are we living this life right now in our 30s and 40s. We're talking about getting ourselves ready, getting our property ready to be able to do this in our 70s and 80s. And you don't live that long.
I don't know. Keep trying these new things.
When we're all grown up, anyway. So, but to be able to get everything set up in such a way that it's not so hard to maintain, that it's not so hard to keep up with. We have friends that have animals, and their feed is over here and the animals are way the heck over there, and their setup is in such a way right now that they're having a hard time, constantly having to haul hay out to the back 40 for the horses. And so, we don't want to have to worry about that kind of thing when we're older, because, it's all well and good to throw a bale of hay on your shoulder and walk across the pasture right now. But I'm telling you, after a little bit, that gets to be a lot.
Yeah.
Even right now. So, you know, when we go and buy hay, we buy a truckload full. And the first few bales are pretty easy to move, but by the time you get about halfway through.
Yeah, by the time you get to the bottom, it's a little rough.
Mm-hmm. So there's that.
All right, number 10. This one's all you.
This one's actually, in my opinion, this one is the most important reason why we homestead. As you guys know from previous videos, this is the way that I was raised pretty much. My grandparents lived what they called just simple life. It was simple living. There was no title to it. It wasn't, oh, you're a homesteader. It was their living, the simple living. And they had the animals, the livestock, they had the gardens, they had the corn fields, you know, they had these things. And this is the way that I grew up. And I am so strongly attached to this kind of thing and this way of life. And to be able to bring Hannah out here and teach her some of these things that we didn't quite get here in time to teach the older girls, but to get Hannah here, and now the older girls are coming home for vacation this summer, and they're actually excited and looking forward to seeing what we've got going on here. So to be able to walk them through here and maybe turn them on to the idea of living this way is incredible. I know that we really want the girls to be able to take care of themselves. And, you know, it's a fact that nowadays, a lot of these kids that are growing up and going off on their own, they don't even know how to make mac and cheese, you know? And I mean, that's out of a box, let alone cooking from scratch or doing housework or even these basic tasks that we consider every day. So that's the biggest thing for me, is making sure that our girls are equipped to deal with life and to be able to manage on their own.
Yep.
So,
very cool.
All right, so we've done 10 of the reasons. And like we said, this is just a handful of the reasons because we could list quite a few more, I'm sure. But we've done our 10, and we're going to name off a few different channels that we would like to include in this challenge. So you guys kind of know how this works. You get challenged and then you get to challenge other people. So we get to know each other a little bit better, build our community a little bit more, and get to see what everybody else says. So with that, here are the channels that we're going to challenge.
What is that?
Diversified Acres. They're actually up in Kentucky. They're not far from us. We need to get together sometime. But they've got a lot of really good content on their channel, and you guys got to check them out. So they're good folks.
Sutton's
Days.
Sutton's Days.
Sutton's Days. That's Miss Lisa.
Mercy. You had to think about that one.
Miss Lisa does a lot of really good content on her channel as well. In fact, not too long ago, she did a jalapeno garlic powder. Right? I'm thinking
Spicy and.
I think it sounds really good. So we may be trying that out soon, actually. So you guys are going to have to check out her channel too. The next one is Keeping It Dutch. Dutch, you know I gotta tag you in this one because he's a fellow Okie, and it just wouldn't be right if I didn't. And the next one,
Hope's Homestead.
Miss Cherish, you're up, darling. Whimsical Wonder Farm.
There we go.
Miss Lori has lots of goats down there in Georgia, and she's got a couple alpacas and all sorts of good stuff going on down there. So I'm going to put a link to all of these channels down in the description box below. You guys check them all out. I know you guys know Sutton's Days and you know Hope's Homestead. I'm sure y'all do. But you probably know some of these other channels too. And if you don't, you should. So we're going to put their links down in the description box so that you can go check them out. Subscribe to their channels. Go and take a look at their content. They've got some really good stuff. So Anything else you'd like to add, darling?
It's a nice day today.
It is a beautiful day, and I think he wants to get to work. So
Yep, it never ends.
that's
Sun up to sundown.
another reason why we homestead.
I guess.
Stay
yeah.
busy.
To stay busy, yeah.
All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give us a thumbs up if you like what you see today. We hope that you're subscribed to our channel if you're not already. And if you would, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And don't forget to click the little bell so that you get notifications when we put out new content. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest. We're all over the place.
All over.
Thank you guys so much. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Bye.